Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Arkansas History at ASU Mountain Home. My name is Dr. Michael Orth, and I'll be an instructor for the semester. This video will just briefly go over the course, help you to identify some things, and also lay a ground rule or two for the course. I hope you enjoy the course. I think it's a great course. It's a great topic. Much of it will be self-exploration, leading your own discovery of Arkansas history, much more so than me trying to pour things into your head, so to speak. So let's just get started, look to the course, and then we'll address any particular things as we go along. So here, when you first open up the course, you'll always come to the announcements page, and I've already posted 3 announcements. The drop for non-attendance basically says that you have to have done something online in the first 10 days, not just log in. And so for discussion posting, I created just an introduction post that you just tell us a little bit about yourself, and that counts for your attendance. You then see here a good afternoon. I posted earlier talking about the video. And then here I posted a video on how to use the ASU Mountain Home Library to find the Arkansas Historical Quarterly using the search engines there. But again, you'll always come here first when you first log into the course. Getting started. Little timestamp, talks about how to be a successful student in Arkansas history, tells you a little bit about me. One thing here on the introduction, on instructor introduction, I would let you know is the phone number you see there is my cell phone number. I do ask that you text me first instead of call me, just to make sure I'm not in class or in a meeting or talking or at home at night. I have a 7 or 6-year-old little girl, so not particularly after 8. I try not to answer my phone unless it's an emergency. So please just shoot me a text, and I'll shoot you one back as quick as I can. So that's just a little bit about the getting started. The biggest thing here on how to be a successful student is always communicate with me. Let me know what's going on. If you have internet trouble, computer trouble, whatever it may be, let me know. It's going to impact the class. The other thing I would say to you is don't get behind. It's really hard to catch up in an online class once you get behind that first time. And part of that is don't wait until the last minute to take an exam or to turn in your homework, because something may happen with the computer. Set aside the time during the week like you're going to class to do these things, and you're much more likely to be successful in the class. The syllabus, let's take a look at it here just real briefly. You can see when I'm available, I'll talk about it here. Course requirements, here's a textbook, Wayne DeBlack, Sabo, Arnold, Arkansas Narrative History. Again, the grading scale, assignments. I would point out here on late assignments, anything late, it's 5% penalty. After 4 days, I don't accept the late assignment. So basically, if you've got 20% taken off as a max, after that, I will not accept it anymore. Back up here under course requirements and performance measures, you have 4 exams with multiple choice questions. You have a weekly discussion posting. You're going to compile a list of resources on Arkansas history. We'll talk about that in a second. Arkansas Historical Quarterlies, we'll talk about that more in a second. And then you're teaching Arkansas history assignment, which I'll point you to that as well. If you have any technical problems, please do not call me, because I will be of no help to you. I'm not on the Mountain Home campus, and so the best way if you do have problems is to call the help desk to see if there are any issues or see if they can help you with anything. Student responsibilities. The biggest thing that I would point out here is just be sensitive to the people you're talking to on the discussion boards. Be kind. Be careful when using acronyms. You notice here I've got this little piece on netiquette. I would advise you to review that. Just so you can know what I expect of you in terms of when you're talking to people through email and on the discussion board. And then the rest of the policies here, I'll let you guys go through them when you have a chance to. That's just a short overview of the syllabus. Course calendar. Here I've got just a very general calendar posted. But if you look here on this calendar, when I click it, it's going to be much more specific. It's going to show you when things are due, Like so, next Monday, your discussion posting is due by 8 a.m. Same there. In September, then you can click ahead and see when I have things laid out and see when things are due. I would use that one for due dates. The other one just kind of a general idea about what we're going to be going into class. Assignments, everything will be laid out by weeks. And here's your first chapter. Your week 1, chapters 1 and 2. I will point out that these right here, chapter 1 study questions, chapter 2 study questions, when you see those are study questions. Those are not to be turned into me as homework. They're for you to focus on as you read the chapters to give you a better idea about what you're looking for. So and every week will be pretty much the same setup. Discussion board, again, each week we'll have discussion posting. Access it here. This link here to email me, and then here's where you can check your grades. One thing I want to point out to you is other resources as well. And here I've got some guidelines on each of the different things. Posting discussion guidelines, make sure you review those. Arkansas Quarterly Review Guidelines, it tells you kind of what you're going to be looking at in each one. So for the first one, you're going to be covering chapters 1 through 4, so on and so forth. And when I say covering, the article that you're covering should be something from those 4 chapters. It doesn't have to hit every chapter, it just needs to be something that's talked about in those 4 chapters. And the second one, the third one, the fourth one. Again, you should be looking at something that's covering those 4 chapters. Here are the guidelines for it: a 1-page in length minimum, 12 size New Roman font, double space, and provide a reference of your article at the end of it, just to let me know where it came from. Here, your Arkansas History Resources Instructions. Basically, what you're doing with this assignment is you're developing a list of resources that other students might find interesting. So you define 5 internet sites, 3 published works, 3 museums, and 2 events and or activity sites. Excuse me. These things have to have something to do that do with Arkansas history. It cannot be something about Southern history. It cannot be something about American history. It has to be Arkansas history. And I want to re-emphasize that because sometimes students forget that point. And then your study guide, the same things you'll find each of the chapter, but I'll also put them here. And the final major assignment you'll have in class is this right here. For this topic, it's very simple. It's like something in the textbook which is of interest to you. Design a 10 to 15 minute unit with the topic. So you're going to develop your own learning unit. What's something you do maybe to teach other kids about Arkansas history or other students about Arkansas history. 4 components. Category, so what age group you're focusing on, and then write a brief paragraph explaining why you chose a category. Learning objectives, you have to have 3 learning objectives, and be specific. Don't be general, be very specific with those objectives. You need to have a lecture component, discussion component, some type of outline and a list of questions that you would use to engage a student, and then some type of class activity for the students with an attached grading rubric and a worksheet. Okay? This may sound difficult to do. It's really not if you put some time into it and to think about it. We'll talk about this more as we go through the semester, but these are where we'll find your guidelines. One other thing about the course, and I'll let you go. On the discussion board, I'm going to add this right now. I apologize for having to do it. For your discussions, you should respond to my statement plus respond to the comments to the statement of 2 other students. Be thoughtful in your comments to all parties. So what does that mean? Well, it means when you do your discussion posting, you have to respond to me, and then you respond to 2 other students in the class with thoughtful posts, not just I agree or sounds great or great idea or looks good. Give us some thought, give us some clarity to what you're talking about. Well, that's the course in a nutshell. I said this would be brief. We're going to be about 10 minutes. Review this. If you have any questions, please let me know. If something doesn't make sense, please let me know. Again, I look forward to a great semester, and I hope to talk with you soon.